coming to you from our new location, Bottega Exchange. Today we've got professional baseball players Paul Blackburn and Dan Mengden. Paul was actually drafted by the Chicago Cubs, and Daniel was drafted by the Houston Astros. They are both currently playing for the Las Vegas Aviators. Fellas, we appreciate you guys joining the circle, and welcome.
What's going on, fellas? How you doing today?
We're doing good. Thank you guys for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, awesome. And so where are you guys originally from?
I'm from Houston, born and raised.
Okay.
Been there my whole life. Just bought a house out there, so really excited to get my feet settled in there, and really happy to be there.
So that's got to be legit. You from Houston and then getting drafted by Houston.
Yeah,
that's
that
special.
was a dream come true. Seeing on that day my mom and my dad crying, and just how awesome it was being drafted. 1 out of 30, being the hometown team. It was probably the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, I can't even imagine yet. When were you drafted?
2014.
Awesome. And then about yourself, Paul, you were drafted by the Cubs. So.
Yeah, I was drafted by the Cubs. I'm originally from the Bay Area, right outside Oakland, actually. And now I live in Arizona. I've been there the last 4 years.
And you guys were both originally playing for Oakland A's, originally, right?
Yeah, we've both been up for them, yeah.
And pitchers.
Yeah.
So growing up, you were living in, was it the Bay Area, like Antioch area I was looking at?
Yeah, like Antioch, kind of right in between Oakland and Sacramento.
Yeah, I know the area, but I was actually just up there.
Really?
We were up in the Bay Area. I had to go to a wedding like in that Santa Clara area.
Okay.
And then I know the wine country is all in that area too. So how you guys liking Las Vegas and playing for the Aviators?
It's awesome. The summers are hot.
It's a
but
beast.
Other than that, it's been a lot of fun. We've gone down the strip a couple times, kind of done the tourist stuff. Kind of being out in Summerlin, it kind of doesn't really feel like you're in Las Vegas, actually. You feel like we have a good community out there, and guys, the team is very supported.
It's cool having you guys here. It's a staple having you guys there, and then with downtown Summerlin, it's legit, and the stadium is absolutely beautiful.
You seem like a huge renewed interest as a result of the new stadium, because it seems like it's almost hyper-focused on the Aviators right now.
Yeah, that's one thing I will say, kind of piggybacking off what Paul was saying, is that when we first got here, we knew the brand new stadium would bring a bunch of people in, and we didn't really know how many people we were going to bring in. And then I think I don't remember, was it 12 or 14 games in a row we started the season off? 14-0, 12 or 13-0?
Yeah.
And I think with the start and just, like you said, just recharging that area, it's just, we sell out, I feel like, every night. It's just electric crowd and great atmosphere to play in. And like you said, whenever we're playing the minor leagues, you're used to anywhere from 10 to 200 people in the stands, and it's just like, another day.
It's draining. Yeah. Compared to having that energy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're hitting home runs. I think I don't know if we're leading the league in homers, but we're up there, top 2 or 3 in homers. But it's absolutely electric, and it's a great atmosphere out there.
So how does it affect you as players? Because you would assume that you want those high energy environments, you want those kind of crowds cheering you on when you're actually performing extremely well or something along those lines. Do you see a direct correlation in your performance when it's sold out versus when it's a little bit slower?
Yeah, I think I don't think fans realize that they do have a pretty big effect on kind of us as players. We play 141 games, 142 games like that in a season, and that's over 160 days. So it's hard for guys to get up every day and go out there, and you're going to compete because that's just the nature of it. But your body's going to hurt, you're going to be tired, and you when you walk out that dugout to stretch for a game or whatever, and you see there's 5, 6, 7,000 people there, that helps kind of motivate a little more. If you walk out there and you see there's 50 people out there, and it's like you're playing on a Saturday afternoon, with your buddies out there.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of fans don't realize that they have a big they bring a lot of energy to games.
Do you think athletes just naturally perform better when they have that pressure from people watching them, focusing on them, and wanting them to be successful? Is that almost ingrained in you as athletes, you think?
Yeah, I do. I think everyone likes to hear kind of the crowd go crazy. That's kind of the famous saying as far as anything happens.
Those endorphins kick off.
I think it's just that little extra kick. It just gets you going just a little bit more.
Yeah,
I feel like it would mess me up. If I was by myself, I'd probably do much better.
Oh, it would. I heard people ask me, you ever nervous on the mound? It's just I wouldn't say I'm ever really nervous, but, being from Houston, just when you're in the juice box and that thing's rattling with 36,000 people, bases loaded, nobody out, and you're facing, Carlos Correa.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. It's your heart starts moving a little bit. The body, there's juices flowing in there, and the adrenaline's pumping, and you get a little nervous.
Do you get addicted to that feeling? You think? It seems like something that would be almost intoxicating.
Yeah, I think that's why you see guys maybe play forever, and you can't really guys always say they love the game, and it's kind of hard to describe. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's that it's that extra little, that high, that feeling just to get back to just being, the best or being one of the best.
What do you say about, because there's so many different sports, right? What do you guys think is like the top athlete playing? Do you think it's football? Do you think it's basketball? Do you think it's baseball? Or because you always hear that all the time. You see baseball, they can play so much longer.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, like physically, or are you saying?
I mean, I think the NBA players are pretty athletic. You got guys out there 7 feet tall doing all this crazy stuff.
Yeah, right.
Like Kevin, like Kevin Durant.
Yeah, they look like they're 6'2" out there. I think that's pretty incredible. I also think every sport kind of has its own like unique thing about it. Golf, it's hard to hit that ball straight. Everybody that's went out and golfed, everyone knows you can't hit that ball straight. Baseball guys make it look really easy to hit, and it's not easy to hit. It's not.
You guys throw average in the 90s, and you're throwing it 95 and 96. I mean, how is it that easy to hit?
Yeah, I don't know. They make it look really easy, and I kind of wonder the same thing. But no, like I said, I think every sport kind of has its different unique thing to it as far as someone being athletic.
I'm just kind of piggyback. Do you spend a lot of time practicing hitting? Because half of the games you have to get out there and hit, right? So you spend a lot of time practice hitting?
For an American League team like the A's, so I guess that falls down to your minor league teams. Mm-hmm. So because we're American League and we have the DH, we never hit. Gotcha. So, but if a National League minor league plays a National League minor league, then their pitchers will still hit. Paul used to hit a good amount, but I've always been on an AL team, so I've never hit in the minor leagues.
Gotcha. So do you practice ever?
Unless you're going to be in a big league game hitting at National League Park a couple days before, no.
Oh, wow.
That's about it.
Yeah, that's funny.
So that does something to you, too.
I was wondering, because even American League, I thought American League would still continue to practice hitting just in case they get you get traded, as an example, to a National League team, and next thing you know, you're having to hit.
Yeah. I mean, some teams just don't really care because they're just like, hey, just, go up there, do the part, go up there, look the part, do the part, and we don't care if you strike out.
That's right, yeah.
Don't get hurt.
Emotions.
Yeah, don't get hurt.
That's a business.
Yeah.
It's a straight-up business.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you put it out. Yeah. When did you guys pick up a ball, then?
Are you talking about, like, first time ever?
First time. Yeah, first time
I think I was 5. Started playing T-ball, and ever since then, just kept playing, played year-round. The only thing I really did, I swam, and I played baseball growing up, played little things here and there, but when I got to high school, it was just baseball and swimming, and then just baseball took off, and just baseball.
When did you know you were good?
About 13 or 14, when coaches wanted me to play on their teams, and I was always traveling and playing. I can kind of just tell, I was just a little bit better than some of the guys my age, and just thought I had a chance. My dad told me, just if you want it, you got to work hard, and I told him I wanted it, and I work as hard as I can to get here, and one day I might get it here, and finally here, and now I'm trying to stick. I got to work even harder to stick.
Yeah, that's exciting.
It's cool that you said it, because, I mean, with our listeners and a lot of kids, of course, look up to you guys, man. How much do you think you were practicing when you were coming up? Were you out there every day, 7 days a week, before school, after school, or?
Every day.
Every day, yeah.
I mean, at least for me, growing up, when I was homeschooled till high school, so I might have had a little more time on my own to practice, but even then, when I was on travel ball teams, we had practice 2 or 3 times a week, and then we'd play 7 games on a weekend. Yeah, and then repeat. Rolling. Every weekend. You're traveling a new city. You're in San Antonio, Houston, LaGrange. You're just popping all over Texas, playing tournaments, all sorts of little cities, and it's just, if you want to play baseball, it's 24/7.
Legit.
I haven't had people ask me, oh yeah, spring break, all this stuff. I haven't had a spring break since I was 12 or 13.
Yeah. That's no joke, man. But you got to want it. Yeah. So you picked this. That's what you want. So
and kind of growing up, how do you think that affects you? Because if you're playing, like you said, since you were 5, then all through high school, middle school, you're every day 24 hours. How do you think that affects your arm strength now as you're hitting to an age where you're still playing professionally? Do you feel it? Do you feel like the wear and tear that has to take effect on you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just kind of, you get older and you're doing the same thing over and over and over and over, and you're doing a lot of motions that your body's not supposed to do. Yeah. And I think it's just kind of wear and tear. And as far as kind of injuries go, I think it's just kind of luck of the draw. You could try and prevent it as much as you can. The technology that is out there now for pitchers is unbelievable, but there's nothing that says if you do this, you won't get hurt. I think it's just kind of luck of the draw.
And do you think you kind of have to limit the amount that younger players are doing to kind of preserve that mobility and strength as you moving to a better system?
I think it's more just being smart. For me, when I was younger, like I didn't know anything about, I iced. That was it.
Yeah.
I'd go out there and throw, and throw. But my dad kind of did a good job of just kind of monitoring how many pitches I'd throw in a game, or, if he had to go to the coach and be like, hey, that's enough. He's not going to throw a game Saturday and a game Sunday.
How was he doing that? Was he just knew your body language, or how was he?
Yeah, ultimately, in my eyes, Little League, I don't know how much you follow Little League baseball or whatever with the Little League World Series. If you go, I think it's like 50 pitches, you need like 3 days off. 60 pitches, you need 4. I think rest is very important when you're younger, just because you're always going to feel good, especially when you're in like that, 10 to 14, maybe 15 range. You're always going to feel good. You're always going to want to go, maybe pitch or do whatever. But it's smart to just rest, because if you're throwing, 10 innings every weekend from the time you're 10 to the time you graduate high school, you're just putting yourself kind of in risk.
Just beating you up. Yeah, it's beating you up for all that period. So
and you're kind of seeing regulation become more and more important, like you said, where it's little league systems where they're putting people out there. You can't throw every single day, 2 days, 3-4 days in a row. It's just not possible.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I mean, I think it's just funny how people think that guys are healthy all the time.
Yeah,
you never play healthy.
Really,
you're never 100% healthy.
I've seen that.
You could see that, like especially athletes across where they'll go through the playoffs, and you'll see why their numbers like, oh, it's pressure. Like, no, the person's just not.
We're
healthy.
out.
They've already played. They played 162 grueling games.
Yeah, exactly.
And now they have to play more, and it's just like, come on, couple more. The body can hang on.
It's funny when you see the business side, like you were sharing before, is you're like a robot almost, that they just got you cut out where you just got to go. You know? You think it's got to be all mental.
I'd say a lot of baseball is, and when you go up there and you get banged around a little bit, it's just one of those things where it's like, this really sucks. Like, this is hard.
How do you deal with just cutting out the BS of people saying crazy? Because I know you've heard stuff all your life where people yell it. How do you block that out without doing the Ron Artest and running to the crowd?
I mean,
BS.
I mean, the way social media is nowadays, it's so easy to be called out, or you could just talk crap to whoever you want to. So
direct to consumer.
Yeah, I mean, you're right in someone's grill. So I mean, it's just, I use this kind of motivation. Like, I think they're funny sometimes. Like, I get random fans that will DM me and say the most obscure things and just absolutely grill me into the ground, and it's actually kind of funny. I like when they're funny.
Yeah, you gotta be witty.
Be creative with it. Mess around with it. Like, be creative with it.
So do you engage, or you respond?
You can't, like, because the one time you do engage, they might think they're cool. They might post it, or they want to do whatever they want to do with it. So it's just
bait.
Yeah, it's all it is bait. So you can read it. I mean, you don't have to read it. I mean, it's gonna be there. Everyone trolls people. It's life.
It's amazing now with the social media setup, and I notice it more like let's say LeBron James of the world, where they cut all social media out when it's playoff time. You know what I mean? Just so they can focus and stay in. And you almost have to. You got to cut the noise out because it's just so crazy.
I can't imagine. Like, I might get one message after a start, from one guy who just, I guess, maybe had some money on the game. I don't know what he was doing, but
we in Vegas, they probably have some money on the game.
I mean, just full on paragraph of how bad I suck. It's just, thanks, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, that's a trip, man. That's a different trip. Did you guys always know you wanted to be a professional player, or is that what you guys were working on? Or
I think it just starts out with when you're younger. You enjoy the game, you enjoy playing the game, and I think realizing you're good at it. And most of the time when you're good at something, you have fun doing it. And then you kind of go along the steps of, like, your high school. When you're in high school, you might go to a couple showcases where there's college scouts or pro scouts or whatever, and you do well, and you maybe get a couple letters. And I think it kind of just everything kind of falls into place where, hey, it's your senior year of high school, or maybe your junior year of college, where, hey, maybe you can go play pro ball, and then you go play pro ball because you played baseball your whole life. And it's always been a dream, but I think it's more of, like you said, just everything kind of lining up and giving you opportunity after opportunity, and then also having to kind of succeed when you get that opportunity. And that kind of keeps it going. Baseball, like he was saying, we haven't had a summer vacation in, I don't know, maybe since 5th grade, 4th grade.
It's all
like
business,
everything's
man.
just baseball.
All business.
and that's kind of what you enjoy, and you build a lot of, relationships through playing baseball. You kind of learn a lot about yourself as far as, battling failure, as far as, the mental side of things, and as far as the physical side of things as well. So, yeah, I think it just kind of all falls into place. And, just like I said, if you can prove yourself in every opportunity you get and you have fun with it, you might as well keep going.
And you guys are playing because anybody can pick you back up at any time. Because I've noticed that, you guys play for the A's for, I think, 4 years for yourself and 3 years for yourself, right? So is that what you guys are, of course, motivated to do, is get back with a professional team or MLB team?
Yeah, and that's we always want to be in the big leagues. We want to be there as long as we can. And that's the way I kind of always view it. And I think Paul's the same way. Every time we're throwing in a minor league uniform, every time we're throwing in a big league uniform, it's the exact same thing. 29 other teams are watching.
Of course.
You never know that one game, you go out there and you flat out dominate. You might have 3 guys there and they think you're the greatest pitcher ever.
Done deal, yeah.
Maybe 10 guys come to watch you. You have no idea, and you don't care. You're just lazy. Lackadaisical. Everything's kind of like eh. And these guys are like, well, I came to see this one guy, and he kind of sucks. He's just not trying. Effort, bad teammate. Now I'm out.
Yeah.
So you got to take every start like it's your last, and there's always 5 guys climbing the ladder trying to chase you. There's always someone chasing you, and that's when, like I said, you got to stick. It's hard enough to get there. Now it's hard enough to stick and stay there and be able to withstand everyone else that's coming up, because everyone's hungry, just as hungry as you are hungrier, and they want to be there too.
Yeah, so how do you keep your motivation now? So you work your whole life and you get to this threshold, kind of like expectation almost. Then once you hit there, how do you keep that motivation to drive you to keep being better once you've hit that kind of place of being a professional baseball player?
I think the competition drives you. From however old you started playing any sports, you want to go out there and win. It's not fun losing. And especially being as a pitcher, you're facing 9 different guys, hopefully 3 times. You face them 3 times, you have a pretty good outing as a starter. And so you're trying to beat those. You have individual guys you're trying to beat with the help of your teammates as well. Yeah. And for me, it's at any time, you can be better than someone you're facing. Sure. Whether everyone goes through, the bad stretches, everyone goes through the good stretches, everyone goes through, the I really hate this game kind of stretches.
Yeah,
of course,
and I think just having that competitor in you kind of balances out, that I hate this game, or I suck right now, or, I'm really good right now. It's whatever, I can beat him right now, to gain a little bit of that confidence back. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it's just kind of that competitor in you that kind of keeps on driving you, because you don't want to. No one wants to suck. You always want to win, and you have little battles that go on throughout the game as well. Like I said, you're facing those guys, 9 different people, so every at bat's a battle. Yeah, you're trying to win as many.
And those guys are trying to they're trying to play too. They're trying to knock you.
No one feels bad for you. So.
Yeah. It seems like being a pitcher has to be one of the toughest positions to play, especially in baseball, because of the fact that you go out there, you have to be so consistent, and you have to be so on point all the time. Yeah. You slip up one time, that's a home run, game's over. It could be a 1-0 game. You lost the whole game over one slip up out of 90 pitches in a game. Yeah. How do you deal with that? It just seems it's so difficult.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I was literally about to piggyback and jump on top of that. And, you can go out there, throw 7 innings, everything's going great.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, while you're in the 7th inning, 3 or 4 pitches don't go your way, and it's a walk, error, double homer, and you turn around, and you're like, I just gave up 5 runs.
Yeah.
And you're like, this outing went from being just absolutely dominating to what just happened?
Yeah. Nobody cares about the first 6 innings.
That's all they remember. That's the highlight.
Baseball's so cruel. That's what he said. Just 2 pitches change the entire outing. You could be dominating the whole outing.
Yeah.
2 pitches, 3-run homer, 2-run homer. You lose 5-2, and then all you think about are those 2 pitches you messed up.
How do you pick yourself back up after that? Because it just seems like that would demolish me personally.
Yeah, it's a tough game mentally. we're gonna go out. We're gonna get anywhere from 20 to 30 starts. You got to expect 5 to be just absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
You're going to have about 5 to 10 grueling ones you got to kind of push through. Mm-hmm. There's going to be 5 to 10 good ones, and then there's probably going to be 1 to 4 or 5 really good ones we're happy with. So it's just the mental grind of sticking to your plan and sticking to what got you there. Because Paul's a sinker ball pitcher. I'm a 4-seam guy. I'm not going to go out there and try to get guys out with a ton of sinkers. He's not going to go out there and try to throw a bunch of four seams.
Yeah,
it's just he's going to pitch to his strengths. I'm going to pitch to my strengths. So it's just the mental grind of we know what got us here, but you have to be able to continue to do that and not stray from the plan when anything goes wrong. Because when first inning you come out, fastball, bang, single. 2 pitches later, bang, double. Whew, man, they're all over me today. Do you completely abandon your plan? Or do you just keep going to the plan? Okay, they're aggressive today, so now you got to change the plan. You got to be able to adjust on the fly. You got to be able to make adjustments. You got to be able to just be ready for anything because they could be crazy patient that day. They could be 10 times more aggressive than the whole scouting report says. No one's going to swing first pitch. Everyone's swinging first pitch. You got to be able to just all of a sudden things can change whenever, and you don't know.
You guys are in great shape, man. Are you guys on like a specific diet? I mean, because you got to be on it all the time. What are you guys eating?
Yeah, I mean, we get fed at the field. No, they make no good meals for us, like healthy meals.
Sure.
And it's just kind of just fighting to keep on weight, honestly. We're human beings. We're going to go get our, fast food when we want our fast food. We're going to have our ice cream splurges, like everyone else. Yeah. But, you try and limit that to a certain extent. You might go through a week where you're like, man, I'm just not in the mood for anything besides, pizza and burgers.
Yeah,
you might go get pizza and burgers, or maybe you step on a scale and you're down 5 pounds. You're like, okay, well, I'm going to go get me some In-N-Out or something. It's just kind of up in the air as far as, you hydrate, you have, your shakes as far as, protein shakes. You have your vegetables and all that stuff. But we probably eat a lot more than a lot of people do.
Yeah, you can see, you guys stay in shape,
Yeah, I mean, it kind of just depends on the individual. Everyone's different. Some guys are the super crazy health freaks that are, loading up on supplements, their smoothies, they're, they never eat. Like we have one guy, Seth Brownie, he is the cleanest eater ever. He's never touched a pepperoni pizza or a piece of candy. He has, but
wow.
He's always just salad, fruit, pounded in like just everything healthy, and he's granted, he's the most cut person ever, and he's absolutely shredded. But that's the way. Hey, I don't care what I really look like. I like me a cheeseburger here and there. I like a few beers here and there.
Same here.
That's what trips me out about, like, let's say for example, like a Mayweather, and you see him drinking like soda and crap, and then he's just works his behind off.
Yeah.
So he doesn't care because his body's so
accustomed,
ready for it. Yeah, like
working through it.
Yeah, like we had one of the fitness trainers on, and he was saying that if your body can get used to that. So if I drink a Coke and fall off, I'm going to make the adjustment the next day or whatever because I'm freaking working out 8 hours. You know what I'm saying? So that's cool to be able to see that you guys are living a little bit, So you guys are working so much. So what do you guys believe that you bring to a team? Like what makes you guys special, I should say? That's hard. Yeah. I'm going to call you out. Who should I call out first? Yeah.
I thought you were going to jump on that.
Yeah. He looked at you first, Dan, so.
You always try to think of it as, I guess, individually and, I guess, from a team base. I guess I'll start individually. Every team I try to play on, I try to be, I try to treat people the way I want to be treated. And I always been taught, be a good teammate, be a good person, love the game. And like I said, I love the game. I was a catcher and a pitcher my entire career, playing two-way the whole time. So I love being on both sides of the ball. I love talking hitting. I love talking pitching. And, I'm just trying to be out there. I'm trying to, I'm playing for my family. I'm playing for, my fiance, my, everyone that supported me my entire career. Every time I'm out there, my name on the back of my jersey is for them. I represent them, and I'm out there for them, and they give me the power and the passion to be as strong as I can and mentally prepared and all the way around. And then, from a, team standpoint, I think being here in Vegas, moving here in Vegas has been awesome. It's just revamp the Summerlin area. They're trying to make it into like another little strip city, I guess, like a side city. And I think it's a great start with the stadium. They brought the hockey team in, they brought baseball in. I guarantee they're going to get basketball. They got NFL coming. So I think there's a lot coming for the community here in Vegas. And I just think that, it's just any sports team in the area can help, the community in all sorts of ways. The fundraising they'll do for the community. I think we had Skybolt and a couple of our players go to some of the children's hospitals, and they're always having those opportunities for all of us in the community to help out wherever we can. We'll do Little League camps here and there. But there's always, stuff to sign up for as players, and, some guys are more proactive than others. Some guys are just, always focused on baseball, but there's always those guys that, like to come out, help the community, do whatever you need to do. And it's just one of those things where, I'm so blessed for where I am to play baseball and to play at this level and continue to have the opportunities. So, I never take any day of baseball for granted. It's just, that's one of those kind of hard questions that, we all love the game. We all want to win. If we're playing Go Fish, I want to beat you.
That's good.
I'm the type of competitor, I don't want to lose at anything.
That's good.
If I want to throw more strikes than you, I want to be able to absolutely beat you into the ground where you have no chance of getting up and you never want to play me ever again.
That's why you're a professional, man.
That's my mindset. Like, when I'm on the mound, like, I want to be I want to be feared like Dave Stewart was feared.
Yeah.
I want to have the mound presence and just be able to just go out there every day and know, like, I want my team to know that when I'm pitching, like, hey, it's gonna be a good one today.
Yeah, that's good.
Let's go.
Yeah. That gives them energy too when they see you kicking somebody's behind.
Exactly.
It's right. Yeah, that's good, man. How about yourself?
I think baseball is a very unique sport as far as just the kind of people you see in it, the kind of teammates you have. And I think being able to adjust from team to team is very important as far as, being a good teammate, knowing how to relate to, there's going to be some younger guys. We have some guys on our team that are 21, 22. There's going to be some older guys that, 30, 31 have been around, 33 who have been around. I think being able to help each side of that. You have a young guy that comes up from AA, maybe struggling a little bit, maybe you know how to pick him up, maybe, just give him a little feedback of what do you think he can do better, what he's been doing well. And the other side of that, you have guys that have been around, older guys. You can always pick their brain and kind of learn from them.
And that wisdom.
Yeah. So I think baseball is very unique in that aspect. But as far as like what I bring, kind of what he was saying, there's anytime I have that ball in my hand, I want to just embarrass you. Honestly, nothing's better in a pitcher than throwing a pitch and making someone kind of look dumb as far as like swinging wise, and that's our home run. Or freezing somebody on a good pitch. That's where we get kind of our excitement as far as hitters just hitting it, 500 feet off of us, and we just get to watch them slowly jog around the bases.
I can't even do
so,
that. I think I would lose it.
I'm always going to be out there compete. No matter if I give up, 10 runs in the first inning, I'm going to go as far as I can go. I'm going to always try and keep my team on their feet. I'm not going to try and work slow. I'm trying to work quick. Like he was saying, I'm a sinker ball guy, so I kind of rely on contact a lot. So having defenders out there ready and kind of into the game definitely benefits me. But yeah, I'm not going to give up, and they're going to be involved in the game. They're going to be ready. The ball's going to be coming. I try and make games under 3 hours, but we have a problem with that here. So.
It's rolling. They roll. How in the world do y'all keep yourself grounded living in Las Vegas with so much temptation and just?
And also, what are you guys doing for fun now that you're? Because you seem like you guys are constantly getting out doing things.
Yeah, we played Nashville the past 2 or 3 years with the Asian organization. Cool. So going from Nashville to Vegas, we always called Nashville Nash Vegas because it was so awesome. Good food, nightlife. Everything's good about it. When you're in Vegas, I mean, you have anything at your fingertips. Anything you want to do.
Spoiled.
Yeah,
you spoiled.
So you have as much fun or as little fun as you want. I know, we've gone to the Strip here and there. Gone out a few times, had some fun with the guys. We're big gamers, so we're always playing video games in our spare time too. So
you talking Chris's language.
So we were playing games. We were watching the A's game today, and we played a little 2K, a little Fortnite, kind of jumping around games and just getting ready for the new 2K to come out. FIFA's about to come out, so new Call of Duty coming out. So a lot of good games coming out here pretty soon. So you won't
time of year for that.
Yeah, you won't be hearing much of us. We'll be just locked in.
Locked in. How about yourself? You try to do the same thing, just keep yourself busy.
Yeah, we're roommates. We do everything together. People make fun of us because they were brothers or whatever. We're at the field for so long every day. We're usually there around 1. Game's not till 7. We don't. Usually leave there until 11, 11:30. If you keep doing that over and over and over and over again, you're going to lose your mind for 6 months straight. Mm-hmm. So you just kind of pick and choose the times you go, you have fun. Maybe it's go to the casino, play some blackjack, play some roulette. Maybe just go out to a sports bar and watch like a UFC fight, or maybe go see a show down the strip. Maybe go out on the strip. Maybe play some video games. Just kind of try and do something to keep your mind off baseball and just kind of to know that you're actually kind of like a human being. Like, you can go have fun, you can go enjoy your life. It's not just everything about baseball when, you know, that might be your ultimate goal, but you can still branch out and have fun.
One of the questions we ask all of our guests is, since Vegas is just such a foodie town, what's some of your favorite restaurants in Vegas?
I haven't really been to many places on the Strip or a crazy amount of places, but I will say one of my favorite places on the Strip is the STK, the steakhouse.
Oh yeah, that's great.
I mean,
STK's winning. Yeah.
I love just, you know, steaks. You know, being from Texas, I love, you know, some good food, but I mean, like those, they have some good desserts there. I don't know if you ever had the sweet potato donuts.
No, I've not. No.
Ooh, next time you go, sweet potato donuts.
STK's my spot. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. But yourself,
yeah, I haven't, like I said, we haven't been down to the Strip to get food.
It's probably good. You keep money in your pocket.
Yeah,
you keep money in your pocket.
You know, we get hot sandwiches a lot, and there's this place, Earl's Sandwiches, down in the little shopping center. I mean, we got that like every day for like 2.5 weeks. The first 2.5 weeks we were here. So, you know, it's always fun going in there. The owner knows us, and we talk to him and, you know, have
show
a
you
good
some
time.
love.
But,
Earl's a good spot.
Yeah.
What's some of your guys' personal goals right now, and then what do you kind of see over the next, let's say, year to 5 years that you want to accomplish?
You know, I think we both will be like kind of on the same page. You know, we both want to be, you know, big league pitchers. You know, hopefully, you know, in the next 5 years, hopefully we're both in the big leagues for 5 years. Come up after this year, I'll be out of options, so it'll be a big year for me next year. I'll have to make the roster out of the spring training, or I could be, you know, let go. So, you know, so next year for me, and the, you know, preparation for next spring training is going to be really big. And, you know, these last couple of years, they always say, like, you know, every year means something, but, you know, we're getting close to our, you know, our being in our prime.
Laser focus.
Yeah, and it's just, you know, this is the time, and the next 5 years is our prime. So, you know, this is where we got to turn it on. So, I mean, it's kind of all up to us. Like everything, if you think about baseball, you know, our diet's up to us, or whatever we want to do is up to us. So it's just one of those things where keeping your head on straight, being able to, you know, have fun, being able to stay loose and let go of, you know, the negativity and the failures, and be able to move on and turn the page. You know, if you have time to go out, maybe you need a little detox. Maybe you need to go out with the boys, you know?
Of course, yeah.
You know?
Loosen up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so it's just kind of one of those things where you got to be able to just know everything about it. You got to know your body. You got to know your mind. You have to just know everything about the whole game. And it's, you know, like I said, it's one of those grueling games where we fall into the same routine, and we're always together 24/7. We're at the baseball field all the time. Yep. And it's just kind of one of those things. If you want it, it's right there. You just gotta work hard. You know, just stick your head in it, and you gotta go. You know, if you really want to play baseball, you just gotta focus. Never be afraid to ask any questions. If you want to get better, like you said, there's technology, all the stuff they have with all the crazy stats in baseball, the spin rates, and all sorts of stuff. I mean, if you want to get better, everything's right there in front of you, and you just got to go out there and get it. And there's literally no days off in the off season. You know, we might be talking fantasy football, but we're always talking about what we could do to make our pitches better. What can we work on? What am I going to try to do? And it's every day. If you're not trying to get better, you're falling behind.
See, it's awesome, Dan, that you're bringing that out, because I know now that you guys are in the room, I can see it. It brings both out of you the best of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And pushes you guys too, because both you guys are pitchers, so it's best as you guys have the same position. Be like, man, you need to do this, you need to do that. So
yeah,
that's awesome, man.
And knowing him, like, we've now pitched together and on the same teams for about 2 or 3 years now, and so, you know, he knows me really well, I know him really well, and kind of piggybacking off, you know, helping out the younger guys. You know, we both have big league experience, and, you know, it's just, I want to be able to help other guys. You know, I want to see other guys, like, if you're in the AAA organization, like, for anybody, I want to see you be in the big leagues too, because I want you to live your dream. You know, I know you have your dream. I don't know what it looks like, but it's got to be something cool like mine.
Of course.
Yeah. So, you know,
of course, yeah.
So it's all about just, you know, it doesn't matter about, like, you know, guys are always, you know, might be, you know, not wanting to help other guys, and, you know, always like kind of self-centered and always just kind of sticking to their path. But, like, you know, I want to help everybody. I want to help myself, but I also want to be a good teammate, help everybody else around me.
How about yourself, Paul? What's the next plans? And
for this year, I mean, we're tied for first place right now. It's about, I think, like 18 games left, 19 games left.
Yeah.
So, you know, hopefully we go on a good run here, maybe make the playoffs. You know, first year, kind of new ballpark, and, you know, hopefully show the fan base, you know, that you know, the A's are trying to win here as well as the big leagues. But the next 5 years, I think, man, 5 years is a long time. You know, like he was saying, you know, being in the big leagues, you know, that's to me, that's, you know, that's kind of a given. You know, playing baseball your whole life, you want to get there, you want to get back. You know, there's no better feeling than, you stepping on that mound out there and kind of feel like all the hard work is paid off. And to do that is kind of, for me, just take each outing, just one outing at a time, and I feel like that's when people kind of go through rough stretches in a season, is when you start looking at the big picture, and it's like, I'm doing this, so now I can relax a little bit because, I'm playing well and I'm doing this. Next thing you know, it's like you just relax for a month, and now your numbers aren't that good, and now it's okay, I got to press, and now you're pressing, and it kind of goes downhill. So I think just taking it one, like everyone says, like taking it one step at a time. For me, just taking it one outing at a time. Just going out to compete and making sure I'm the most prepared for that outing as I can be before I start looking ahead. Because like I said, when you look ahead, that's when you start going into trouble and starting to find yourself not how you used to playing.
You ever heard of Bob Proctor by any chance? Mm-mm. So he writes a lot of books. He was like The Secret, all of that stuff. You've probably heard that movie back in the day. You guys are perfect examples of that, because he was talking about living in the moment. Like all the other stuff, time and all that stuff is like fake in a way, right? Mm-hmm. All you have is literally right now. It's like you were saying 5 years is a long time. It is a long time, but it's cool that you guys are living in the moment, and it's perfect because pitching is literally living in the moment. It's literally get your stuff together because I might have messed this up. So it's cool, man. You guys have got a really, really cool future.
Yeah, definitely.
So. Not thinking about it, I'm going to add one more thing to the end of that. I was like, at 5 years, now at the end of 5 years, I just want to be able to look back and not have any regrets that I didn't work as hard as I could. I have no regrets.
You better have worked as hard as you could. Like you said, ball is in your hands right now, so that's awesome. Yeah. That's a cool place to be, though.
Yeah.
So just young and be able to do that, that's great. Yeah. So we're excited for you guys to be able to take it to the playoffs, man.
Yeah, we're excited.
We're in Vegas, so it's awesome.
The team, the energy that you guys are bringing out to the area over there is fantastic.
Yeah. I do got to ask this because we were talking about it. What do you think about, will the Oakland A's come here? There was talks about.
Yeah, there was talks about them maybe coming over here.
Yeah, they were saying that possibly the Rio might go down and Oakland A's move here. We obviously got the Raiders coming to town. I don't know if you guys are able to speak on that or any whispers that you've heard. Possibility of MLB team moving here?
I know they have the what is it? The Howard Terminal location.
Yep.
I guess right now they have it. Working on it.
Yes. Yeah.
I just think if that falls through, I don't think they're gonna stay in Oakland. I mean, because they've been trying to get a ballpark there forever. They had the Laney College that got axed. Now they're moved on to this new Howard Terminal. Mm-hmm. I think it's the last chance for the Oakland A's to have a ballpark in Oakland, or they're going to leave.
Oh.
And I think baseball is going to force them out in a way because, there's been rumors about the expansion. They want another team in Montreal back. There's, they said possibly Vegas as a site, Charlotte, even Nashville. I mean, there's more teams that they want to bring into the system. And, honestly, I don't think Las Vegas would be a bad place.
Yeah.
We're speaking that. So we're hoping that that's
we want to hear that.
Yeah.
Because it would be awesome to have that here, man. I mean, the Raiders are here, and then it's
like you said, then we're just missing basketball, and then we're a legitimate city.
Slowly but surely, I'll bet you in the next 5 years it'll have every major sport.
Yeah, we can't wait.
You heard it here first. We're gonna speak. We're gonna let you guys speak it into existence. So that's good stuff, man. Well, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us, man.
Yeah, definitely, fellas.
Especially at our new location, Bottega Exchange. So thanks for coming and sharing your guys' story. So you'll be able to see us at thevegascircle.com. Tell us if you guys can shout out some of your personal, social medias and things. If maybe you want to start first, Daniel, and then
where people can find you at.
Yeah, people can find you.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter.
Okay.
DMengden15, DMengden15.
Okay.
And they're both the exact same.
And all positive vibes only on the DMs, man. We got to get to the playoffs, man. So leave them alone.
No, if you can
or make it witty.
Yeah, make it witty. Speak your mind. I love hearing it. Come on, bring it on.
If we're not getting it done, let us know.
There you go. There you go. And where can people find you at, Paul?
For me, it's PaulieB_58 on both Twitter and Instagram.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you guys for stopping by. I appreciate it.
Thank you guys for having us. It was
really appreciate it.
A lot of fun.